SwayamPrabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Okay, so welcome back. We will get into now second video for the week 7, and as we are focusing on green and alternative material. So, in this video the most of the focus will be looking at the biodegradable plastic, which kind of we started looking towards the end of the previous video. So, there are different types out there as you saw, and so some are here we are looking at some starch based polymers which is used in biodegradable plastic as well. So, as you can see in terms of different example, there are some thermoplastic starch products, there are some starch synthetic aliphatic polyester blends. So, it is kind of mixture of synthetic with polyester with starch, starch with PBS and PBSA polyester blend, starch with PBOH blend, and they are used in different applications or food packaging, disposable eating utensils, loose fill, anti-static and form protective packaging, compostable film, and retail and trash bags for trash used in retail as well as for agricultural application. Synthetics this type we have high quality sheets and packaging film. So, here we have thermoformed biscuit trays or film products for starch and PBOH blend, water soluble laundry bag, drug control release carriers, biomembrane, loose fill packaging. So, as you can see, and there are some examples right here in terms of the different product. So, as you can see, there is so this bioplastic or bio based plastic, where part of the plastic is bio based, not 100%, as this is kind of a blend of bio based as well as like a usual stuff like polyester and all. So, there are applications, and it is being used already, it's being it's already being used, but since we use so much of plastic, still there are several plastics are being used which are essentially just fossil fuel based plastic, but there are alternatives are already been in the market, and some of them with the plastic alternatives thing is that 100% biodegradable plastic is still not out there, and for many of the applications that plastic is used, 100% biodegradable plastic is not meeting the same strength and other requirements for that plastic. So, that is where the research is needed to come up with bio based plastic which can replace traditional plastic and do all the function as the traditional plastic does, which kind of sounds sometimes a little bit awkward, because the whole reason why this fossil fuel based plastic is so popular, because they are not biodegradable, and they can last for a long period of time. So, and now we are trying to make product which is biodegradable, but also do the function of similar function as fossil fuel based plastic. So, there is always but since the technology has improved, the newer knowledge has come in, we are trying to make something happen, but many of them are still in a blend stage where you have both plastics blended together, but at least part of it is biodegradable. So, there is some positive right there. So, there are biodegradable polyester families also there. So, if you look at the polyester, there are aliphatic and aromatic. There are two different types of polyesters. So, in aliphatic you have different types, PBS, PCL, PHA, and all those what they mean has been listed right here. So, like for example, PBS, it is a polybutene succinate, PCL, which is your caprolactone, and again those of you who registered for exam, or since all of you, I hope that all of you are taking quiz, and you should take quiz, those of you who have registered for this course. So, we are not going to ask you that what is this, what is that, because that will be a little bit unfair. to ask, but I do not want to memorize all these abbreviations here, but just with when you look at those the names, you kind of get an idea of what they are, because the names are, most of these organic names you can guess what kind of structure that particular like a compound has, and also what could be in there. So, those things can be guessed based on that. PHA, which is the polyhydroxyl hydroxyl canoates. Now, PLA, which is very popular, polylactic acid, which is used a lot, and there are others out there as well. So, similarly, we have aromatic, which is modified PET, AAC, which is aliphatic aromatic copolyester, then PBAT and PTMAT, which is polybutylene adaptive terephthalate, then polymethylene adipate terephthalate. So, there are so here the important thing is that when you look at them, anything which is shown in green box, they are naturally produced, they are renewable. Anything which is in the light blue box, they are synthetic, but is still renewable. Anything which is in that pink or purple color box, pink / purple, it is non-renewable, and this came from, there is an Australian report on biodegradable plastic done few years back. So, it is basically coming from that, and as I said earlier, most of these reading reports, other stuff is are made available on as a reading material. So, you can look at, if you are interested, you can look at it in more detail on those reports as well. And since even if it is, say, for some reason it is not there in the reading material, the details are there, you can Google it and you will find those reports. Now, in terms of biodegradable polyesters, there are the different types of plastic. We have a PHA, which you saw, PHA is a naturally produced polyester. PHBH, which is not again naturally produced. PLA is renewable resource polyester. PCL, which is synthetic aliphatic polyester. There are different applications for them. It is a blow and injection molded, multi-layer films, tin cups, takeaway food trays, containers and boxes, food contact foam trays, loose fills and film bags. And if you do a composting on them, excuse me, if you look at the composting on them, it kind of goes from around from 2 weeks to 10 weeks for the different types. So, PHA naturally produced polyester, it takes 10 weeks in compost. PLA, which is 2 weeks via hydrolysis. So, it is pretty quickly. PCL takes 6 weeks, and PHBH can go for under aerobic and anaerobic both conditions, it can degrade. So, as you can see in the picture here, this type of like a PLA kind of plastic bottles. So, it will start degrading and then kind of goes, and then finally it kind of crumbles up and makes into smaller pieces. We need to make sure that these are smaller pieces, when it goes, it is really kind of degradable, it does not create microplastic. If it creates microplastic, then it becomes a problem. So, we have to look at that aspect as well. It should not create microplastics, as we talked in the previous I think in the week 4 or week 5 where we were looking at the health impact. So, microplastics had a lot of negative impact to the environment. So, we want to make sure that it does not create microplastics. Then there are some others category as well, PBS, which is and then ASE copolyester, modified PET, and there it is used for mulch film, packaging film, you have flushable hygiene product, commercial food wrap, typical application of PET, modified PET is also used for that. So, again 8 weeks or 12 weeks it kind of used in those commercial, so that those are used for those kind of application. So, again there are biodegradable polymers out there which is used in different applications, as you saw. Then there are some called water soluble polymers, the PVOH, you saw this earlier as well, which is polyvinyl alcohol. It is readily biodegradable, water soluble, and it can generally be utilized in a range of film application. As you can see on the right hand side, like it's kind of a film application, does not biodegrade, but simply dissolves in water. It can be biodegraded by activated sludge treatment. So, it does it will dissolve in water, and then you can put it in an industrial wastewater treatment plant or a wastewater treatment plant, and if you have a activated sludge treatment, will take care of its degradation. Water soluble polymers is also ethylene vinyl alcohol, EVOH. Earlier we had PVOH, this is EVOH, which is again another water soluble, used as an oxygen barrier layer in multi-layer film packaging. So, many of these film, like when you look at your ketchup bottles and several other bottles where you have 2 layers of, so essentially you have 2 layers of plastics, and in between you have a third layer. So, this is your plastic layer, this is your plastic layer, and now you have a third layer in between, which is so if you can put it like this. So, this is you can see in the middle the pen that I have, it's kind of symbolizes the third layer, which is your ethylene vinyl alcohol layer. So, that's your it's a water soluble polymer, and what it does, it's not let the oxygen, it becomes a oxygen barrier layer. So, your whatever is the product inside that particular bottle, it stays fresh for a longer period of time. So, it's a it's a little bit costly, it's a high cost of EVOH, is a significant barrier to its widespread use in other biodegradable plastic application, but it is used as a oxygen barrier layer in several containers. And there are some photobiodegradable plastic which will degrade when they are exposed to sunlight. So, these are thermoplastic synthetic polymers, it is with a light sensitive chemical additives. So, they have some light sensitive chemical additives or copolymers. They what the purpose of this is to weakening the bonds in the presence of ultraviolet radiation. So, when it's exposed to sun, exposed to UV rays, it will start degrading. So, it's they use diketones, ferrocene derivatives like amino, alkyl, ferrocene or carbonyls containing species. And again, the effectiveness will depend on the exposure intensity, vary with factors such as season, geography, dirt or water. Some places in the world we have higher UV content than the others, so that also will play a role. So, photodegradable plastic may be useful in application where littering is an issue. So, if it's say people are not following the rule and we have a lot of littering of the plastic waste. So, if they are photobiodegradable with the sunlight, over some period of time, it will degrade and it will go away. So, it will kind of threat to the animal and marine life will go down, because it will degrade out based on exposure to UV rays. Then there are some plastic additives which is pro-degradant concentrates. So, they promote oxidation process that break the plastic down into brittle or low molecular weight fragments. Then microorganisms gobble up the fragments as they disintegrate, turning them into carbon dioxide, water and biomass. So, and then which reportedly contains no harmful residue. So, they go by the trade name of TDPA, which is totally degradable plastic additives. So, that is what it is called, totally degradable plastic additives, and as the name suggests, it's supposed to totally degrade, and when they are added to polyethylene at the level of around 3%, PDCs they can promote nearly complete degradation, like 95% of the plastic in bacteria friendly fragments within 4 weeks. They are not strictly biodegradable, but they can be said as bioerodible. So, they are eroded through biological process. So, they are not totally like a biodegradable as per the definition of biodegradability, but they are eroded through the by the microorganisms. So, it can be called as a bioerodible. Now, in their application, they are used in thin plastic shopping bags. They manufacture single use plastic, disposable diapers, trash bags, landfill covers, food containers. So, that is where it can help in degrading those plastic quickly. So, that is the point there. And there are a lot of other food products, there are a lot of other materials which are also coming up. So, there are some edible food packaging is also there, which is made from milk protein. So, in this particular video, I would like you to see that there are some of the newer food packaging that is coming in, where it's actually coming from the milk protein, and we are using it as a food packaging plastic, which is kind of one of the polymers that is being used. So, again it is a bio based polymer, it is a like a degradable polymer, and it can be eatable polymer. It is a basically you can eat those packaging. So, I will let you watch this video that has an audio as well. So, I will keep quiet in this particular video, and then you can just watch it, and after that we will have a we will discuss it. So, let's get started for you.
These issues, scientists are now developing a biodegradable film made of milk proteins, and you can eat it to boot. Led by Peggy Tomasula, the team at the U.S. Department of Agriculture developed an environmentally friendly film made of the milk protein casein. These films are up to 500 times better than plastics at keeping oxygen away from food, and because they're derived from milk, they're biodegradable, sustainable, and edible. The researchers are presenting their work at the 252nd National Meeting of the American Chemical Society. Although the researchers' first attempt using pure casein resulted in a strong, effective oxygen blocker, it was relatively hard to handle and would dissolve in water too quickly. So they made a few improvements, adding citrus pectin into the blend to make the packaging even stronger and more resistant to humidity and high temperatures. The material has a number of unique applications. In addition to being used as plastic pouches and wraps, this casein coating could be sprayed onto food, such as cereal bars or flakes. Right now, cereals keep their crunch in milk due to a sugar coating. Instead of all that sugar, manufacturers could spray on casein protein coatings to prevent soggy cereal. Co-leader of the study, Laetitia Bonai, says the team is currently testing applications such as single-serve edible food wrappers. Individual dried soup portions, or instant coffee wrapped in the film, can be added to hot water where the film readily dissolves, eliminating the packaging waste. Because single-serve pouches would need to stay sanitary on store shelves, they would have to be encased in a larger plastic or cardboard container to prevent them from getting wet or dirty. Tomasula and her team hope that.
So, as you saw, it was like it's mostly like based on milk protein, and you saw that how easily it was got dissolved, and then it can be like degraded. It's and you saw one gentleman, like a boy eating one of those plastic as well. So, there are products out there which is claiming to be eatable food packaging. There is also some cutlery sets are coming up, where cutlery sets, even plates are coming up, which is eatable plates. So, you eat some, you take a snacks, and after that you eat the plate itself. So, those products are also coming up. Mostly we see from the European market, those things are being showing up. So, this is becoming I'd say it's those are becoming a little bit popular. They are not in a big scale still, but it is becoming popular in terms of like an alternative to plastic packaging, alternative to plastic, especially in food and related sector, where you can use these as part of, because you can eat that too. So, you can eat whatever is the food inside, but at the same time you can eat the packaging as well. So, that's like it looks cool as too. So, going a little bit further, there was some issue like in terms of some of the like a leather kind of stuff. This is one company in Milan, Italy, which is like a Veggia, if I am spelling it correctly, because maybe it's Italian name. It specializes in creation of cruelty free leather. As you know, leather is most of the leather is coming from animal bodies. So, your leather shoes or leather bags or leather purse or leather jacket, they all coming from some animal. So, here they are looking at try to make entirely this leather from grapes. So, you can use grapes which is entirely made from grapes. So, that is you can use grapes to make leather. The company was founded just like more than 2 years ago in 2016, after began to study the physical and mechanical properties of various plant fibers and their ability to be transformed in eco-friendly material. So, he went his research made something what is called wine leather. So, because as you know grapes it is a wine, so it is realized that grape skins, stalks and seeds were ideal for creating a sturdy and real feeling vegan leather. So, you have now vegan leather. So, and then there are other, so that is they are using grapes to make as eco-friendly leather. It is called wine leather because it is coming from the wineries with the grape skin, stalks and as well as seeds. Then another one is the green banana paper. A startup from Micronesia created a cruelty free leather made from banana fiber, and another startup Myco works is making leather from mushrooms, and pineapple is also getting into the cruelty free leather fun. So, there are a lot of as long as we use kind of waste product from these, it is okay. But if we say if we start using banana as a fruit banana and trying to use it for this, then we are competing with food sources. We need to eat, the first preference is to eat the banana, not to make leather out of that, but we are not using the banana fruit. Here it is actually the banana, it is from the banana fiber. So, it is you can take from the kind of banana skin and other things from the banana plants that can be used for making those leather. So, that is fine, that can be, it is like a good initiative. So, there are a lot of things are happening in the world, and these are some examples. Again, as I keep on telling you, there is not a standard textbook on this particular course. This is a brand new course. So, that is why we have tried to put together a lot of information from different sources, and we are discussing those, we are presenting it to you, we are just telling you what it is. We are not here to make any opinion about one versus the other. These are the facts, and you can make your own opinion which one is good or which one is bad. We are showing you pros and cons of everything, and of course, one of the major goal of it is to make you aware of plastic waste management issues, alternatives to plastic, so that we can, as a society, we can make a decision of how to manage this plastic waste and what are the alternatives that can be used. So, now another use, that is chicken. Like chicken is one of the staple food now in everywhere in the world. You find a lot of chicken being used, a huge poultry industry around the world. So, the chicken feathers, that's can be a Spanish company is is looking to use chicken feathers as a form of plastic to use. That sounds again pretty cool. So, it is and they said it will be a strong plastic. Most of the waste for the chicken feather is a profitable material due to its high keratin content. Feathers are likely to produce plastic that is stronger and more tear resistant compared to those using modified starch or plant proteins, for example. So, it will be a better than other bio based plastic. So, and so they have a project Karma 2020, which is looking to how to transform unwanted feathers into biodegradable plastic. So, there are challenges, of course, to use as a raw material. They have also created samples of feather based material could be used for packaging using a process where heated material is injected into mold and shape it. Then they are working on scaling up. So, there is some research going on, also looking how to make food packaging from feather, and also other applications like slow release of fertilizers, compostable composite materials, flame retardant coatings. So, they are looking at economic technical feasibility of all that. So, that is another some interesting stuff going on. Again, as I keep on telling you, if you find some interesting stuff, I strongly encourage you to go on Google and search for all these different topics, because this field is so dynamic. The moment we put together these slides, there might be some more reports out there which we may have missed it. We are also trying to keep an eye on that, but if you find something new, please post it on the discussion forum. It will be helpful for each one of us, including our like team, like my team, including myself, which who are working on putting together, who worked on put together on this particular course. So, chicken feathers, from there to plastic. We looked at grapes skin to plastic, banana fibers to plastic, even pineapples, mushrooms to plastic. So, there are lots of things are going on. mushroom roots with mycelium, mushroom roots, funnily the same stuff that Coron is made from. Packaging is literally grown, it is a eco-innovative design, gather agricultural waste, mix it with the mycelium in molds, and then the packaging quite literally grows. So, you can make packaging product from mushroom roots. So, that is also being looked into. So, you can agricultural waste and then you put mycelium, and then you get, after a few days of growth, mushroom products are ready to be used. So, it's we work here, they work with the regional farmers to source our non-food agricultural waste, which is sorted, ground and cleaned before growing. Then you have mycelium, the vegetative root structure of a mushroom, is added to the mix and binds the agricultural waste together, which essentially mycelium is like a nature's glue, and then you have mushroom materials which can be molded into different products. So, that is also it's getting popular. So, in terms of mushroom material, the growth trays are made of PET plastic, which is reusable and recyclable. They are created thermoforming over a solid form. You can precisely milled by a CNC router to create a molded shape. The growth trees are then filled with a mix of substrate, which is hemp, nutrition, flour, mycelium, which is sealed to grow for 6 days total. After 4 days, pop parts out of the mold and let them grow for another days to get a velvety layer of overgrowth. The final stage is to dry dry the plant parts to prevent future growth. So, that is where you make this mushroom materials. Application of mushroom materials, as you can see in different things, as a packaging material, as we can use as protection for like breakage. So, those material can be used rather than using the styrofoam. These materials can be used, which are essentially biodegradable. So, they look very much similar to styrofoam, which we used quite a bit, any packaging, a lot of styrofoams, but then they do not degrade. When they burn, they create a lot of air pollution issues. So, rather this material, which we much is environmental friendly, can biodegrade, and those issues are not there as well. So, as you can see, a lot of packaging is being done, especially for medicines, also for this is your Canadian maple syrup, which is very popular in Canada. And then you can use it for other applications as well, like candles and those kind of stuff. Anything breakable, you can just put a packaging around it. Then bagasse, which is sugarcane after the sugarcane juice, again very popular. We see a lot of that in India, especially during the summer months and during summer, when after we get this sugarcane starts coming in the winter towards the end of after Diwali. Diwali is when you first see like a great new produce of sugarcane, and then since then up to all the way up to the summer vacation, sugarcane is available during the summer vacation as well. And every time you drink a glass of sugarcane juice, you see all those pulp that is coming out. And then they are just kept there. Many times they are just dumped somewhere. I see in the city of Kharagpur, in the town of Kharagpur, we see that getting dumped. Some places it can be dried. They have good calorific value and can be used as an energy source as well. But most of the time it is just dumped on a side of the road or maybe in a landfill. So, here they have usually 40 to 60% cellulose, 20 to 30% hemicellulose, about 20% lignin. So, it is mostly cellulose and hemicellulose. And they produce a high amount of sugar, like Brazil, Vietnam, China, Thailand. Also in India, we see a lot of bagasse, and bagasse is so called a byproduct. Many people see as a waste product because in the past bagasse are mainly used as a fuel for the production plant. So, now with that not used that much for the fuel, it is considered as a waste, but it is not waste because it can be used for different application. So, as a byproduct of sugar production, bagasse does not require additional cultivation area. So, there is no impact on forest. It is used for production of building materials, packaging material, and disposable tableware. The paper industry has also started to replace wood fibers with sugarcane fibers to produce napkins, toilet paper, and cardboards. So, that is where the bagasse sugarcane is being used. So, this is it's being converted into several packaging material. This is so here, as you can see, this eco-friendly containers made from sugarcane are stronger than plastic. So, cutlery cups and plates that want in. So, here this is coming from our own country. So, in India, many startups are finding alternatives to plastic. So, bagasse is being used in terms of extracting sugar. After extracting the sugarcane juice, can be used to make disposable cutleries and container. Papco is a greenware manufacturer, is tapping into this market and creating awareness with good results. So, as you can see, all sorts of things that we use like fork, spoon, different types of a spoon, even your knife, different packaging, your plates, different sizes of plates, different types, different size and shapes of containers. So, it is pretty much everything that you will use for your kind of packaging material, including this multi like a plate with so many divisions. So, you can put different food items at different places. This is very popular plate used in many places. So, this kind of things are also can be used made from bagasse. So, it is a biodegradable material, as it says, for nearly 40% cellulose, 20% hemicellulose and 20% lignin, 40 to 60%, then around 20% lignin, rest is hemicellulose. So, it can biodegrade. Of course, lignin will be a little bit hard, but other than lignin, things does cellulose and hemicellulose do biodegrade quite easily. So, it can be used for all these different applications. So, that is really rather than sending it to the landfill. So, whenever we do this kind of stuff, it is not only we are using a waste material and make a product, it also that we are preventing that waste material from going to a dump site or a landfill. So, that also helps from a landfill management point of view, landfill space point of view, and the amount of methane gas that could have generated because of this at that landfill site. So, there is a benefit everywhere. So, in terms of production, you will have this is they are talking about a steam boiler, air compressor, you have a sugarcane pulp going for hydraulic pumping, then we have pulp mixing, we have forming machine, final shaping machine, edge cutting, UV sterilization, and then you have a final product which you just saw in the previous video, previous slide, where So, where this was being different plates and other stuff that is being made from this bagasse products. So, production steps, as you saw, pulping, forming. Pulping is scalping the pulp paperboard and put it into hydraulic pulper. After pulping, pulp will go into the mixture tank and add water and oil additives, then goes to pulp supply tub and forming machine, vacuum dewatering. So, let us since we will go into this detail into the next video, because we will go into each one of them is a little bit in detail. So, let us stop here for this particular video. So, what we have been looking at so far is different types of biodegradable plastic, like a bioplastic, biodegradable plastic. We saw that there are so many ventures are coming out in across the world, including in India, where people are looking at different types of waste product, which is a biodegradable waste product, and try to make materials similar to plastic, and which can make those product which can be used instead of using those single use plastic product. So, that is always better, because these are going to help in terms of environmental performance. So, that's that's what the whole essence of this particular week is, looking at greener material alternative to plastic. So, many are out there. Since these are newer products, they economically they are most of them are costlier than the single use plastic, because single use plastic, the whole industry has matured quite a bit. So, they have lower prices, the prices have gone down on regular plastic products. The alternatives, it takes time, where once the volume goes up for them, and also the initial cost in terms of the research and some setting up of the plant, that makes the cost of the product a bit higher on right now. So, from a government point of view, from a policy point of view, what we should get is we should get some sort of incentive to these companies who are coming up with alternatives to traditional plastic for the betterment of environment. They should get some sort of incentive from the government, whatever the government thinks is the proper, to make these companies kind of viable, economically viable for first maybe a decade or so. So that these products mature, the prices comes down, and then they will be economically competitive. Otherwise, that's one way. Other way is you put legislation. So you put a lot of fine on the traditional plastic stuff. But again, that's going to help only to put some money into the government, but that money has to be channeled to these startups, to this smaller company, so that they can. We need to help them out. So to come up with a newer product. Safer product which can replace our traditional plastic. So, we will continue this discussion, especially this that bagasse product will go in more detail in the next video. So, again thank you for taking this course, and I hope you are enjoying it. We are already kind of in 7th week, we are going towards the middle of 7th week in the next video, and then after that only a week and a half will be left. So, I hope it was a good decision for you to take this course, and again any constructive feedback, any concern, put it on the discussion forum, and you should also be ready with your questions in the live session which will is going to happen in this course as well. So, thank you, and see you again in the next video.